Before the 2012 NFL season, the PFW staff was asked what division is the best in football. And a lot of people said the NFC East. You look at the defending champion Giants, the Eagles who finished strong and had plenty of talent, the Cowboys coming on, and the Redskins with RG3. Right now, through 10 weeks of the season, the NFC East is 16-21. And luckily for us here at our Game Time Decision, we have the editor who covers this mediocre division, but he's not a mediocre writer, and that's Eric Edholm. And Eric, you look at this division, obviously the Eagles and Cowboys, a lot of problems. I don't think people are too surprised with the Redskins' record. The Giants are starting to struggle a little bit. What do you make of the problems in this division so far?
Yeah, I mean, you start at the top and you say the Giants, okay, look last week like they were going to run away with this division, but the loss in Cincinnati kind of sets them back. Cowboys jump forward, only a game and a half back. And you look at the Cowboys' next 3 games, combined record of 8-19 with those 3 teams, and you say to yourself, all of a sudden this division is up for grabs. But that doesn't mean it's good. We saw that Cowboys-Eagles game in Philadelphia. To me, that was as much an Eagles loss as it was a Cowboys win. Both teams, I thought, looked pathetic. Morris Claiborne, all the penalties on the Cowboys side. Very sloppy ball out there. The Redskins sat on by. We know their issues. Mike Shanahan talking about evaluating for next year. I think when you stack it up against the AFC West and the AFC East, you say to yourself, this really could be one of the worst divisions, maybe no Super Bowl title contender, although no team that's going to be in the top 5 as far as the NFL draft is concerned.
Well, I think no team really embodies the problems in this division better than the Eagles do. Because there's a team that, we picked them to win the division. A lot of people thought that Philadelphia was going to make the Super Bowl, a full offseason for that defense to come together. You got Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Jeremy Maclin. You talk about the West and the East and the AFC, nobody really had high expectations for those 2 divisions. And obviously, the West has been pretty bad and the AFC East has been pretty bad outside the Patriots. So when you look at the NFC East, you got to imagine that the fact that none of these teams are really hitting their expectations, which is something we're used to with the NFC East, is a big problem as well.
I think that's the point right there. And the Redskins, I expected more from. I thought the Redskins would be a 7, 8, 9 win team. I really thought that they would be one of the strongest divisions because they had such a good middle class. They had so many teams that were competitive. But the Eagles have fallen back. Almost every move they make as far as Vic and Juan Castillo and pretty much every other decision they've had to make has gone south. So that, maybe the question changes in 3 weeks when the Cowboys get hot or the Giants get back off the schneid, something like that. But right now at this point, along with the AFC West, I think the East is the worst.
Yeah, and when we talk about those other divisions as well, you look at some of the bottom teams, the Raiders, the Chiefs, you look in the AFC East, the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins starting to struggle a little bit. Again, people expected some of those teams to be there. And when those teams lose, maybe it's part of the East Coast bias a little bit, the fact that some of these teams in the NFC East are covered so heavily. But when the Cowboys and Eagles lose, it's just a calamity. It's just a disaster. Same with the Jets as well, and we seem to notice it more often.
No question, and the Giants winning it all last year, I think, masks some of the talent deficiencies in this division. Same reason that the Broncos and Patriots, they could easily win a Super Bowl this year, there's no doubt about it. So we tend to look at things with little rose-colored glasses in those regards.
Now I'll ask you one more question to finish off this Game Time Decision. You look at some of these divisions, we talk NFC East, AFC West, AFC East. My one question about your division, though, the NFC East, going down the stretch, obviously they're not playing well right now, but you look at the talent on these teams. You got to imagine, and you talk about the Cowboys could get up there, you have to have a little more faith in maybe the Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins playing spoiler role or even making a run than the Chiefs or the Raiders or the Bills going down the stretch.
And a lot of their games are within the division, too. A lot of matchups in the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season happen within the NFC East. So there's got to be somebody. We saw the Eagles beating the Cowboys last year late. That was kind of a spoiler-type game that could have vaulted the Cowboys in the division. I think we'll see at least one of those.
Yeah, but again, you look around the whole NFL through 10 weeks, there's a lot of bad teams, a lot of tough divisions. Really, the NFC North is clearly the best division with 4 very quality teams the way they've played. But the NFC East has been really the biggest disappointment. Which division do you think has been the worst in football so far? Let us know in the comments section on YouTube and head to our website at ProFootballWeekly.com.